Hello and welcome to the Saturday News. My name is Phil Chambers and I am joined by Gareth Morgan.
Hello.
But the top stories today, let's get straight into it. I have, is SummerSlam being moved? Okada doing good things for the world. And interesting things about WWE stock sales. What have you got, Gareth?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about SmackDown because some stuff has happened because it's the last show before Money in the Bank. Things have gone down. I'm going to talk about WWE apparently keeping an eye on the NFL and what's going on over there. And we're also going to talk about Chris Jericho revealing the name of his new band. You heard that right. The guy's got another band. There's a lot that's gone down.
Cannot wait. But first, there is timestamps in the description below if you want to skip to any of the stories covered. But first up, Smackdown Hacker has released yet another video. And this one, it seemed like, me and Gareth were just saying before, it seemed like a nothing video until you go a little bit deeper into it and then you find out a few more things. So the video starts up and we see Tamina beating Sasha Banks to earn her title shot at Bayley. We see Big E winning the tag team championships, and we have Carmella and Dana Brooke having a bit of an argument backstage. And then all happens, and then we get a clip, and it says that the funny thing about anger is you hear it before you see it. And we get a voicemail clip from, there's a date attached to the file, April the 17th, and at 9:35 p.m. And the file basically just says that payback will come soon. But if you go a little bit deeper into this, April 17th was the episode of SmackDown that those clips earlier in the video were from. 9:35 p.m. suggests it's like towards the last half hour of SmackDown. And if you look into it, that is the exact same time that Dana Brooke, beat Naomi to earn her shot at the Money in the Bank briefcase match. And also, I assumed going into this that it was going to be Sasha and Bayley because that's the most logical thing.
It made sense because and that was one of the major clips as well. Like that was the big thing. They were getting pinned because of dissolution between them and a bit of chaos.
That moment on SmackDown, I looked into it. That was the opening match on SmackDown. So it's a little bit too early for this, I guess. But that was the match when Bayley kind of threw the T-shirt at Tamina, and then Lacey Evans came in, gave her like the women's right, and then it all broke down and ended up with Sasha losing to Tamina. So I assumed that it would just be more in the Bayley-Sasha Banks turmoil, but no, it seems more like that this is between Carmella and Dana Brooke. Someone on Twitter, actually, I'll just get the person, because I'll play you the file. JNAYNicole14 has done the old pitch shifting on the video, and it sounds a little bit like this.
Are you watching?
I'll tell you one thing. Payback is coming, and it's coming real soon.
So I'll leave it up to you guys to decide who you think that sounds like. But to me, definitely sounds a little bit like Dana Brooke.
Sounds a bit Dana Brooke-y, and my mind has just ran straight to a Mustafa Ali Dana Brooke partnership that I didn't think I needed, but I do. It's very similar. Well, not similar in the execution, but similar in the end game that we've got to. It's a team that we didn't realise we wanted. Like if you look at Otis and Mandy Rose, it's another thing like that where we're now potentially. I know I'm jumping the gun big time, but if this was to actually happen, could that team work? I mean, they're both not doing anything. Dana Brooke, for me, in terms of character work, she has shown little glimpses of charisma over the last few weeks in these little backstage segments, and potentially, because she is competent in the Money in the Bank ladder match, something could happen there where the entire building could just glitch and all the lights go down, and then Mustafa Ali just comes and starts kicking everything. I don't know. It just, the possibilities now of Dana Brooke being a mastermind behind all of this it's quite appealing to me. I'll be honest, Phil.
It's interesting. This is another couple of things to note as well. The bio for it's at the message WWE if you want to check it all out. The bio for it has changed. It now says, "How many people does it take to change everything?" The text on the tweet that he put out says, "We will rise." So now I'm wondering if this is like a little faction rather than a single person. Obviously, there's been rumors about it being Ali. There's been a few rumours about it being Xavier Woods, and the New Day are still the only people to, I think, have cropped up in every single one of the videos.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something going on there, unless that's just another little wild card thing that they're throwing in.
To be honest, like, I know it might be massively out there, but the idea of, like, a team or a squad just taking down SmackDown, do you know what I mean? Just, like, really having it in a vice grip. I don't think we've seen that since Probably, I know the NXT takeovers when they came over and did all that. That was one thing, but I don't think we've seen a faction within a brand take over quite the same since probably the Nexus days. Do you know what I mean? It'd be quite interesting to see that. Like, I'd be currently in the Performance Center as well, because they've got all that space where they could do so many different segments and types of things. I think that'd be quite interesting.
Also, the coordinates for the Twitter account have changed yet again, and it's now You Need Us in Louisiana. Who knew there was a place called You Need Us?
I mean, I didn't know there was a Truth or Consequences, or was it Last Chance and Never Sink? Like, there's so many odd places in America that, now, if you live there, awesome. If you do live in one of these places, send us a little message, because that'd be really cool. Just like send it next to like a signpost, like Last Chances. Like, that'd be pretty cool.
So if you've been wondering about why Carmelo and Dana Brooke suddenly ended up in this weird storyline on SmackDown, this could be it. And also, the message, the hacker could be a faction now instead of a single person.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that. And in terms of SmackDown as well, a few things did go down. I wouldn't say it was one of the... I mean, any show right now in this crowdless era, you just get what you're given. It's one of those. There were a few little notable moments. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose had their match, which ended in... Personally, one of my favourite roll-ups that I've seen in recent memory. I really enjoyed it. I hate
and there's been a lot to choose from.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, every single week we just chalk a few down, but then this one actually really worked. I was like, oh, that's actually really clever. It came out of nowhere. I liked it. Also, we had the Miz and Morrison and the Forgotten Sons taking on Lucha House Party and the SmackDown Tag Champions, The New Day. And Miz and Morrison, the Forgotten Sons, won that by a pinfall. And also we had Jeff Hardy. He returned on SmackDown, had an in-ring interview with Renee Young. Really cool to see Renee. I've not seen Renee in ages on SmackDown. And then, yeah, he just battered Sheamus. That's cool. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman had a little face-to-face thing, and then Braun Strowman started waving and saying goodbye and did his stupid Firefly Funhouse impression, which I don't approve. And then I heard this there's this talent who apparently nobody is meaner than, and she turned up and had a match. She was partnered with Lacey Evans, and she took on Bayley and Sasha Banks, and they won. Tamina hit Bayley with a Samoan drop.
You know why they won, Gareth?
Tell me why.
Because nobody's meaner than Tamina.
It makes sense. It checks out. And at the end, I think the main event we had King Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro, and they were taking on the team of Drew Gulak, Daniel Bryan, and we had a mystery partner. Do you want to know who it was? Drum roll.
Who was it?
It was Otis, which normally I'd be a bit annoyed by this because it seemed like the writing was on the wall throughout the show, but I love Otis, so I'm never going to be angry at Otis then. Nope, so that's fine. And at the end of it, we had King Corbin doing the typical, because there's a show on Sunday, if you didn't know, Money in the Bank. He did the typical thing that you do on the show before Money in the Bank, and he climbed the ladder, got his briefcase, and cheered, and he won't win. that's all you need to know.
That's always a curse.
That's it.
Shouldn't do it.
So yeah, it was it was an alright show, but again, it's just your typical WWE go home show now. Really, all the people that won probably won't win at the show. That's what tends to happen. So
yeah, totally. It doesn't take anything away from me being really excited about this Money in the Bank, because it's gonna be ridiculous, and I can't wait. Join me and Adam Wilborn on Sunday. We will be doing a live stream for it, so come and watch the madness unveil with us.
I will be. I'll be there. Be tapping away, Phil.
Next up, SummerSlam. You may be wondering what is happening with SummerSlam, with the whole global situation thing going on. Well, it turns out that Boston Mayor Marty Walsh has said that all parades and festivals will not take place up to and including Labor Day on September the 7th. Now, SummerSlam was set to be in the TD Garden in Boston on August the 23rd. They also had the SmackDown before it, NXT TakeOver Boston, and then the Raw afterwards, all in the same building. So all of those are not allowed to go ahead. So WWE are looking into alternative options for SummerSlam. Obviously, this is quite a blow to them after having to do the whole thing with WrestleMania, but still, there's a long way to go. We've got no idea what will happen with the global situation up until then. So we will keep you informed if we find out anything else. But there's also rumors that AEW's All Out in Chicago is also going to have to be moved because of this. So still lots of turmoil in the wrestling world, but if we find out anything more concrete, we will definitely let you know.
Yeah, it's one of those, like you said, WWE are just really playing everything by ear right now. And if venues open up and states open up in the US over this time, everything is changing every single day. We weren't even supposed to have live wrestling shows a couple of weeks ago, and now suddenly we do again. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But in terms of that, keeping an eye on the current situation, WWE are actually reportedly keeping an eye on the NFL, seeing how they're handling things over there in this situation, because it has been announced. I think Brian Alvarez mentioned it on the Wrestling Observer Live. He said that the NFL have released a few tickets for next season. For the games next season. A couple of teams have already announced the schedules going forward. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed right now, so this could all these games could get cancelled. They could get played behind closed doors. But if that is the case, the commissioner Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, has told every single team in the NFL that they need to have a ticket refund scheme in place just in case that happens. So if a game does get called off or it gets played behind closed doors, you can either, if you're a fan, you either get given your full money back or you get a credit for a match further down the line. So this could be something that WWE take on board, just to keep ticket sales up, or just keep people excited and intrigued for these shows going forward. You can still buy the tickets, but if you do buy them, it doesn't mean your money's gone forever. You can get that refund and everything else. It's just, like you said before, it's a really odd situation because every state feels like it's a little bit different right now in America, where you could feel like all the games that are going to go down in Florida could go ahead in Florida, and potentially they could get fans back in Florida sooner. I feel like if any state is going to have that happen, it would be them probably before anyone else. So all those games could happen, but then you've got all these other states across the US that aren't in that same situation. It's really odd. But yeah, WWE have obviously got a few dates on their schedule still coming up, but they could still be cancelled at any moment. Like you said with SummerSlam, the takeovers, I think Extreme Rules as well is the next one after this. That's still scheduled to go down in I can't remember which venue it is, but that one's still set to be outside of the PC. That's looking like that's probably going to get cancelled now. So yeah, really uncertain times in the world of wrestling, NFL, all sports really, apart from UFC, because that's happening tomorrow night, well tonight morning at a time soon. And I'm going to be talking all about that hopefully tomorrow. So I'll be up watching Justin Gaethje taking on Tony Ferguson in an absolute massacre in an empty arena. So that should be fun.
Excellent. And speaking of the whole global situation thing, I guess there's a surprise babyface promotion, I guess, coming out of this was New Japan, and they just kind of cancelled everything. Yeah. And Ring of Honor too, to be fair. But Okada, New Japan's top star, has donated 5 million yen, which it sounds like a lot, but it turns out it's $47,000, which is
still a lot. Like, I'd be quite happy with that.
To the Nippon Foundation Special Relief Fund, he did a really nice statement just saying, "I'm always grateful for New Japan fans' support, and it's my hope that I can get back to hearing the cheers of sold-out crowds as soon as possible. It's usually me receiving the support and the power of the people, but now I feel it's my turn to lend support to medical staff fighting the disease. I hope fans stay home and stay healthy so that we can return to the ring as soon as possible." Good stuff.
Yeah.
Just nice guy, Okada. I should also note that New Japan have postponed Wrestle Dynasty, which was set to be in the Madison Square Garden. That's now been pushed back to 2021. And they've also had to cancel the Best of the Super Juniors tour, which is sad because that's one of my favourite events of the entire wrestling calendar.
I'm really upset because I thought there was rumours it was going to be Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Jon Moxley at Wrestle Dynasty, wasn't there? So
yeah.
That's it.
That would have been fun.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, I guess. You never know. Yeah. We can get it in 2021.
But some good guy news. Good guy Okada and good guy Roman yesterday coming out saying that it's not due to his leukemia that he's staying at home. It's just because he wants to be a socially responsible dude.
Exactly. And like that takes some serious guts, because that, if anything, that's been his little shield for all this. So that has been his little shield through all this, and then he's literally just gone, no, I don't need, like, human being has kids, needs to look after kids during big global situation. Yeah.
It's nice to have some nice stories during all of this. Exactly.
And another nice story. Funny you should mention that, Phil. Apparently, Chris Jericho has another band, a new band, which is dropping. This is, I don't know if this was already muted and like people were expecting this, but this has caught me completely off guard. I didn't realise this was coming. But his new band name is Quarantine. That's with a K, Quarantine. So they have a debut song and video, which is going to be released next week. He announced this on Instagram. I don't think he's mentioned what the song's called or like, what's going to be in the video. I think it's going to be on May 15th on all digital streaming platforms, baby. And the band is going to feature drummer Kent Slutcher, just kill me if I said that wrong, bass guitarist PJ Farley, and Joe McGuinness on guitar. And Jericho will obviously provide lead vocals because he's a rock god. And so they've got an Instagram page as well. So if you want to go and check them out, I didn't realize we needed this band, but we do. We do need this band, it appears now, because that's just the most hilarious name at this current situation, isn't it? Madness.
Yeah, that name's definitely got me intrigued, and I will definitely be checking that out. I was kind of half expecting when you were reading out the people who were going to be in the band that it was just going to be all of the Inner Circle, just pretending to play
I
instruments.
genuinely thought it was going to be that. When I first saw the headline, I thought, okay, here comes a little gimmicky thing they're doing for AW. No, it's just another project he's got because he's one of the busiest men in all of wrestling, really, isn't
Yep, can't stop. Just can't stop The Rock. Anyway, next up. WWE stocks and shares and things. People are selling them. Stephanie McMahon.
They're selling chairs?
Selling shares. Stephanie McMahon has sold 23,255 shares of WWE stock at $44.29 a share, worth $1,029,964. Should also be noted that earlier on this week, Triple H sold 23,255 shares at $43.80 per stock, worth $1,018,000. So what are they up to? What are they buying for $2 million? That's what I want to know. Should also be noted that Stephanie still has 144,000 shares left, worth about $6.4 million, and Triple H has a weirdly similar amount of shares left, worth $6.3 million. Which is odd because I just always assumed Stephanie would have loads more shares than Triple H, but nope, they've got pretty much exactly the same amount.
Do you think do you think they're well aware of that? Do you think they're sat there going, okay, let's make sure we have a similar amount, and like, because they're a couple, and like they must talk about these. Like, can you imagine if he just did it and then she was like, well, I've got to do it now. Like, that's stupid if I don't do it.
Very hard, but I just want to know what they're spending $2 million on, personally.
Yeah, I mean. I find these really perplexing. Whenever we get these little announcements of people cashing in on the stock, I'm always a bit like, you've already got a lot of money. Like, because instantly you think, they've not got much faith in the company. They wanted to take the money away while they still can. But
you wouldn't do that now, though.
Yeah, surely at this point, like it doesn't make sense. So it's very, very odd. But I'm interested to see if we're just going to see a sudden investment now in, I don't know, like loads of cars or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're into.
Who knows? Have we got anything else? Is that it?
I think that might be us. I don't think we've got any unfinalies or anything, so I think that is.
I do have a bit of an unfinally. It's just something I saw before. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I think I don't know the exact wording, but Sean Ross Sapp did a tweet earlier talking about. Do you remember when Elias and Bobby Lashley were doing that feud, and Bobby Lashley did the whole weird things with his butt, and Leo Rush was his manager, and he was like talking from his butt. I don't know what he was doing. He chucked his butt out there a lot.
It's part of my workout, that, Phil, you know, that's a warm-up.
Well, apparently, Vince McMahon really, really wanted Elias to smash a guitar over Bobby Lashley's butt.
I feel like that's the sort of idea that won't die easily, Phil, so I feel like it's still there, it's still hanging in the ether.
One day that's going to happen. Vince McMahon's a weird guy.
Otis is getting one smashed over his belly, I'm telling you, it's coming. I don't want it, but it's coming.
So yeah, I'll leave you with that image. Thank you so much for watching the news. My name has been Phil Chambers. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at PhilMyChambers. You can follow Gareth
at GMorgan04.
And you can follow everyone at WhatCulture at WhatCultureWW. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Comment down below what you thought of all of the stories today, especially Vince McMahon wanting guitars smashed over people's butts. And yeah, stay safe, stay at home, and have yourselves a bloody good day, everyone.
See you soon.